Everyone. I'm Aryan. I'm one of the co-founders of TeachShare. Before I get started, I know a lot of you have cameras on off, but if you could just like let me know you're here with raising your hand or sending a message to the chat, just so I know we can get started. Perfect. Okay, awesome. Very exciting. So yeah, it's really humbled to be here. David is a strong sounding board for us as we have built out TeachShare, and his girlfriend Christy is on our team. She is amazing. So your district is very near and dear to our hearts. But yeah, let's just get started. So first things first, I want to keep this super conversational. I know I'm technically quote unquote presenting, but I would just love for this to be collaborative. So at any time, feel free to just unmute, be like, oh, like Aryan, blah, 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 or oh, hey, check this out. So yeah, cool. Now that we've gotten all of the logistics out of the way, we can just dive straight into this. So everyone first, just navigate to teachshare.com. Right here is what you should see. I'll wait a few secs for everyone to do that. What's up, Kelly?
Hey.
We just got started, so I was just telling everybody who I am. I'm Aryan, one of the co-founders, and just navigate to teachshare.com. It's funny, actually. Sometimes on calls, people will be like, oh, TeachShare, and every time I call a school and I have to go through a secretary, they always think I'm with a furniture company. So, yeah.
I pinned it in the chat for anybody also.
Awesome. Perfect. So now that we're on teachshare.com, think of TeachShare as your instructional design assistant. It can take exactly what you're trying to teach with all of the nuances and classroom context and develop it into a ready-to-teach resource specific to that student's needs or that group of students' needs. So really quick, does somebody want to unmute and tell me what we're teaching today? You can talk to teacher just as if you were talking to a colleague. Anything, any topic. And you can throw me a curveball too, like, oh my God, I want to teach intro to arithmetic, but my students are having trouble going from arithmetic or algebraic to arithmetic thinking, and they also hate following directions. Something crazy like that. I might have to call on people if nobody unmutes.
Well, I was going to say, I thought we were designing MTSS.
It'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting there right now, actually. Wait, Jenny, I'm curious. We can walk through this together. What is your use case?
What is my use case?
Yeah, what are you teaching?
Actually, I am the testing coordinator for the virtual academy.
Oh, really? We're actually about to work with you, with your school, I believe.
I believe so, and Hope that's on here, she's with the virtual academy as well. So I'm here just to kind of understand how it all works as well, in case I'm needed to help.
Totally. Awesome. Hey Hope, how's it going? Perfect. So I'll show you how to tier a resource, but we can also walk through an actual use case, an in the classroom use case. So Hope, did you have a use case that you wanted to look into, see if TeachShare can do it?
I usually like to take a passage that we're studying in the HMH curriculum and then, create student worksheets or student activities for that. And then I guess like you could make graphic organizers for that as well.
Definitely. That makes a lot of sense. I don't have an HMH passage with me, but we can just change it to create a passage on Great Gatsby. So I'm just going to go ahead and give that a shot. Now describe our tier 2 students. How should the resource be differentiated, or how would you like to differentiate it? Or should we leave that up to TeachShare?
what I like to do oftentimes is to show people how it is with leaving it up and say, look how good it does just that way.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine what happens if you start giving it even more.
Great idea. I'll start with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a Great Gatsby analysis for Spanish ELs at a we'll do at a 9th grade level. So I type this in, and I can just be as candid as I want with the platform. I can even make typos, whatever, and click tab. And now we've enhanced the request. What we've done here is taken your response or what you need as a teacher and enhanced it in a way that it aligns to the classroom context that you just gave it. So create a guided literary analysis of F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby, specifically adapted for 9th grade Spanish-speaking English learners. Incorporate language scaffolds, such as key vocab, definitions, visual supports, and sentence frames that help students analyze major themes like the American dream and social class, and so on and so forth. As you can see, it really accommodates towards the ELs, and it incorporates everything a masterful curriculum creator would. Now we're going to go ahead here, select 9th grade in the instructional purpose. For this, we could do we can go with the guided practice. And what's cool about TeachShare, Hope you mentioned the HMH passage, is you can upload a PDF here. Or you can also paste in a passage, a YouTube video, or a website link. You can specify the instructional time. So how long do we want students to work on this resource? I'll go with 30 to 45 minutes. And after I put in those 3 presets, I can create these 3 specifications. I can create a preset for these specific type of students. So say I want to quickly whip up resources for 9th grade guided practice at 30 to 45 minute speed. I can just click the bookmark, upload it, and boom, done. We also have every single standard. You can embed teaching strategies as well that are based on research. So scaffolding, discourse, inquiry, game-based learning. I know a lot of people here are John Hattie fans. We have John Hattie-based teaching strategies in TeachShare, and gradual release of responsibility. So I do, we do, you do together, you do alone. And here's where the tier comes in. You can adjust the language and the language proficiency. So are they beginner, intermediate, advanced? And you can actually specify the tier. So we can make this a tier 2, considering it's for Spanish ELs. And the power of TeachShare is that it infers what the tier 1 resource would be. So to create a very effective tiered intervention. You can also choose if they're in a gifted program, what their reading level is. So if they're emergent, developing, transitional, or independent, and also specify their content mastery level. We also have learning accommodations. So you can choose visual, auditory, kinesthetic, reading or writing, and paste in their IEPs. But perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and create that. In a different tab, I'm going to create a slide deck just to show you guys.
I just like to toss in right here that this is the only tool I've seen that specifically addresses MTSS tiers, like by name. And it's something we all have to be aware of. And we can say, okay, I'm going to go onto something and build something, but this is like, hey, I am here for tier 1. Tier 2, if you meet tier 1, it's assuming what tier 1 would do if you're making tier 2. That's powerful. And so it's going to take a touch longer than some tools because it's doing more. And if you know anything about AI, I'm just thinking the sheer amount of agents and tokens behind the scene here is pretty immense.
Exactly. The way you can think of TeachShare is it's one big brain that's gathering the resource, planning the outline, and designing the resource. So it's thinking to itself, I have to teach The Great Gatsby, but it has to be aligned to so-and-so standards, and it's for Spanish ELs. So it's tier 2 resource, potentially a tier 3. And then you need to add in this teaching strategy. So it's really taking all of this into account before, boom, creating. So as you can see, it's getting started. A few quotes to analyze the theme, along with the Spanish vocab as well. We can see it coming in all pages. This is going to be a 4-page resource due to the time we specified.
And this is why I wanted people to see this. If you've just gone into ChatGPT and said, hey, make me a lesson for, you got a text document that turned into a to-do list. If you've used some other tools that say, hey, we can help you make general lesson plans, you get that too. This is actually giving you the resources with images, with diagrams. So
Exactly. It's a very, very, very powerful platform. And you can also use the chat to make adjustments to the resource. So say, okay, you looked at it and you want to bump it up a grade level. So simple. Or maybe you want to add an extension activity. That's also a really, really easy to do. Or hey, there are these empty boxes. Let's add in some sentence starters. Done. Very simple. And as you can see, we have a ready to teach resource. It's perfect for Spanish ELs at a 9th grade reading level. Even a diagram was created. Sure you're understanding. So let's say, okay, add in an extension activity. So as we see here, zooming out, accept. And oh, I can add it to another page, but as you can see, it was added. And what's very cool too is you can actually send this to your students to fill out online. And we recently just gave, I want to get to share what I learned in the last one. So the students can fill out this resource online. So let's say, David and Hope, September 26th. We recently gave the automatic grading system a refresh too, but all of the resources are fill outable online. And if we wanted to go ahead and submit it, as you can see, it's here, it's ready to go. You can go back, view it in the automatic grading system, and boom. As you can see, all of the responses are here. So now you might be wondering, what does this have to do with tiered instruction? Well, we also have a teacher guide, and all of this is grounded into pedagogy as well. The way we created this, because I could give you my whole backstory, but TLDR, I have or just quick summary. The team and I, we both are technologists that place an emphasis on pedagogy. So to build the platform, we've spoken with 1,000 teachers and around a few dozen pedagogical experts to guide the platform. So now you'll get tips on teaching this resource. Start by connecting the themes of The Great Gatsby to students' own lives. Discuss the concept of the American dream and ask students to share their dreams or goals, both personally and culturally. And again, this makes the material relevant and allows them to see the parallels with Gatsby's ambitions. So really making the content relatable to students, which is of course very important. Utilize the visual vocabulary section to help students grasp key concepts. Have students create flashcards for each term. So it's all tied to the resource on how to teach this. And in the separate thread, here is the presentation that I created on a separate tab. So as you can see, again, Spanish ELs, El Gran Gatsby, The Great Gatsby. It's very pleasantly designed and it follows proper learning arc. Provides historical context, a family tree, and also we keep the students engaged as they're learning this or as this is up on the board, match the character to their motivation, and again, the English and Spanish translations. Symbolism, so the green light, the eyes of Dr. T.J. Eckelberg, and then East Egg versus West Egg. We can swap these out with images if we'd like. Key themes, a plot summary, language highlights, and a discussion and reflection with an exit ticket. So I'll pause right there. Now that you've generally seen how TeachShare works, we can dive into a more nuanced example. Really quick, I wanted to share. Our platform has a launch pad where you can differentiate resources you've created further. So you can hover over the three dots, click differentiate, and boom, adjust the reading level, extra details. So again, maybe add sentence starters or frames, scaffolds, all of that, and it'll create a new resource specifically with these specifications. Cool. So we've gone through a cycle of TeachShare. I'm gonna open it up to the floor now. Anything specific that you would like me to go over?
I don't know what grade level other people are, but I'm elementary and I was looking for something for like a tier 2, tier 3 person who's working on like fluency or something like that. So how would we use it for that?
Sure. Tier 2, tier 3 fluency. And what grade is this?
I'm in 2nd grade this year.
And what topic would you like to help them with relative to fluency?
Well, we're learning about matter right now in science, so I could kill two birds with one stone, do something with science with that and a fluency passage to help maybe.
That's a great idea.
Perfect. So as you can see, I basically just sent a bunch of keywords to TeachShare. Now I'm going to click tab to enhance that request. Create an engaging fluency passage about states of matter for 2nd grade students who need targeted tier 2 and 3 reading support. The passage should use simple sentence structures with compound sentences, incorporate grade appropriate science vocabulary about solids, liquids, and gases, and include predictable patterns to build reading confidence. Design the text with a clear beginning, middle, and end structure at approximately 150 to 200 words total. Include 3 to 4 comprehension questions that check both factual recall and basic inferential understanding of matter concepts. Ensure the reading level is accessible while still introducing students to important scientific concepts about how matter changes forms in their everyday world. Would you like to make any adjustments to this?
No, that sounds okay for now to me.
Awesome. We'll select grade 2. Instructional purpose, we'll go with guided practice again.
Wait. What would happen if you hit intervention? Since that's often the case with a tier 3 situation.
Sure. I'll click intervention then, and we'll get an intervention. Would you like to align this to any standards, Kelly? North Carolina, cool. Anything specific? So I'm just going to go in here, North Carolina, select the subject, science. Given that this is a 2nd grade resource, I'll go to 2nd grade, see the standards, and boom. So we have the specific set here.
Sorry, my phone was freezing up on me.
No problem. What standards are you teaching right now, or would you be teaching with this? I'm assuming these ones right here, or 2.1.
Yes, all of those are our standards. A lot of them really need I think it's 2.4, which is part of the vocabulary.
Perfect.
But I'm focusing more on the fluency for this specific child I have in mind, since I heard someone else say a MTSS plan as well.
Perfect. Okay. Well, we can add in the standards, and I know Gina, you were curious about high school standards. We also have high school standards in here. This is specifically the science, but we have them all. Cool. And then we're going to go into student needs as well. So language, we're going to do English. Language proficiency, we'll go beginner. Academic support, tier 3. Reading level, they're emergent. Content mastery level, they're just getting started with states of matter, right, Kelly?
Yes.
So would you say they're far below grade level, approaching, or should we just leave this blank?
This particular child I'm talking about is way below.
Okay, but we're going to click far below grade level. And click save. So to summarize, we're going to create a passage for second grade student who needs to target tier 2, tier 3 support. It's going to be an intervention at a second grade reading level with a student far below reading level and content mastery. So boom, now it's being sent to TeachShare to figure out how to craft this. And fun fact, there are a lot of fun facts on the screen, and they all relate to the topic that you're teaching after the initial two. So everything around you is made of matter, and even if you don't see it, there's a special form of matter called plasma that makes up 99% of the universe. So it's just fun things that you can drop while you're in your classroom for your students. So it's just creating. And very soon, we're going to see a compelling resource that will be effective for your students. Yes, Gina, it can also do math. We can swap out these images as well, since they use the same image both times. Science words, and then a check for understanding too, along with the word match. So let's say, for example, we don't like this image. I'm going to just click replace image, type in states of matter, search, and we're going to get a few right here. For the sake of this exercise, I'll go with the plasma one. Or, well, we're just talking about solids, liquids, and gases, so. Okay, I'm just going to ask this to please change the image on the first page to a states of matter image. Just going in and apply. It's loading in. It's somewhat topical. We can also drag in our own image too. For the sake of this, we will go with a mountain. Again, we can adjust this right here. But yeah, this is ready to teach for your students. Here, solids, liquids, the science words as well. Quick checks for understanding, and then a word match. Kelly, did you want to make any other modifications to this?
No, not at this time. I was just trying to see like the gist of what it would give me for something like that.
Definitely. Just to walk through this, the platform knows that it's for a second grade student who's trying to learn or master fluency. So the words are very low in syllable count for this reason. Everything around us is made of matter. Matter is all the stuff in the world. Your desk is matter, the water you drink is matter, even the air you breathe is matter. And then it's all compartmentalized with the supporting image, a few science words that are easy to grasp. And then
Does it happen to have like a read aloud feature at all?
it does not have a read aloud feature, but this is actually something we are working on. Gina, you wanted to see if it could do math? Perfect. What math resource would you like to create? Math 2. Any specific topics? Vertical angles. Cool. And how would you like to tier this resource? Tier 3, tier 2, or tier 1? 1? Okay, awesome. Math 2, vertical angles practice. So I'm going to type that in. Anything else you wanted to add in there? Parallel. Awesome. I typed all of that in. Okay. Triangle congruence. I typed all of that in. Now I'm just going to click tab to enhance that request again. Going through. And perfect. Looks like, okay, excellent. Gina, you like this? Grade 10? Awesome. No worries at all. And send. Okay. Oh, time 30 minutes. I just missed that. No worries. We can go back and create another one. Oh, Karen, I teach elementary resource and I want to create work for them that is at their. Yes, we can definitely do that. We can do that right after this one. That's a great use case of TeachShare, actually.
That's actually, I think, one of the ideal use cases.
Definitely. So everyone's day has been good though.
Busy. We've had a lot of good sessions and people coming and getting excited about it today. So
That's awesome.
Plus, it's Friday.
Plus it's Friday, yeah.
Saturday Eve. I'm going to spend the weekend. It's raining inside.
Oh man, I know the weather on the East Coast.
Yeah. See, okay, I play with every AI tool. And when you get those ones that are creating lesson plans, so-called, for you, they often give you a to-do list, but they don't give you the thing. What I like seeing here is that it's building me the thing.
We'll have to adjust the lines here a little bit.
Yeah.
But yes, exactly. It builds the thing.
What image model does it call to? Is it Sora?
It actually is creating these images with the creator components itself, which is, and then the other images, the ones that are actually used, they're all real sources, like secondary, primary, from either Wikimedia or any similar sites. So Gina, you would just have to go in and actually adjust the lines. So for instance, here we would have to drag this in the middle so that way they can understand the corresponding alternate
I
material.
I just want to say that that might seem like a pain, like why didn't you get it right? If you've ever tried to do images with AI, you know it's lots of iterations. The fact that you can just edit it, that's not a big ask for that much complicated math.
Definitely, yeah. What we find a lot is we save the teachers so much time, and we also build the content, the structure of it. So right, so these typical touch-ups of, oh, you know, maybe the D needs to go there, the C needs to go there, is never really a point of contention. But yeah, Gina, I'm just curious to get your thoughts. I know you're sending messages through the chat. Oh, this is great for the smart board. Have the kids do it. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. We have a present option as well, but again, you can always send this to your students to fill out online. And you can always tier it lower or higher, adjust it to anything, add in an extension activity for the gifted students, all of that. But yeah, that's TeachShare. Does anybody have any specific questions? Oh, Karen, right. You want to, let's go through your use case. So going here, TeachShare. Also really appreciate the kind words, Gina. Okay, I teach elementary resource and I have older students who are learning basic reading skills. I want to take that. So Karen, I'm going to take exactly what you wrote and paste it into here. Did you want to adjust anything else? I'm doing this to show that with TeachShare, you can be as candid as you would like, and the more candid you are, the more helpful it'll be.
Maybe just to specify, like, let's say a student who's still learning to read like CVC words. And like, I find that a lot of the work for CVC words, it's got like the giant size printing.
Yeah.
And I need like almost like more work on the page for them, not coloring sheets, but actual practice. If that makes sense.
That's exactly what this should be used for, right? Tier 1 and tier 2, but you got a kid who's below, but everything you can find, they're going to be like, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. But they need that skill. Where are you going to find it?
Exactly.
That's a perfect use case. I'm glad you're bringing it up.
Seriously, yeah. So for everybody, just for context, here's the original prompt. I sent it into the chat, and then here is what the TeachShare suggested request is. So create engaging reading materials for upper elementary resource students working on CVC word mastery that maintain age-appropriate dignity while reinforcing foundational literacy skills. Design practice activities with sophisticated visual presentation and themes relevant to older children's interests, so sports, technology, adventure, to avoid any perception of baby work. Incorporate progressive difficulty levels that challenge students while building confidence through successful decoding experiences. And include self-monitoring components that encourage metacognition and independence in the learning process. It's the key thing right there. Embed CVC practice within compelling short narratives that respect students' maturity while remaining accessible to their reading level, and consider integration. Yeah, okay, exactly, perfect. Anything else? Any other changes you would like me to make?
This is excellent. I love it.
Awesome. Also,
Then you also said that you can put your IEP goals in there too, right? For someone that's doing resource.
Exactly. So click student needs here, learning accommodations, paste it right in.
And just to confirm for everybody, while it's best practice not to put personally identifying information in there, TeachShare is calling for compliance. So if you oops it, it's not going to be like you're breaking the law. So
exactly, yes. TeachShare is FERPA and COPPA compliant, and we anonymize things before they get to us. So and we don't hold any student data. We even don't require your students to sign in or create accounts. But yeah, perfect. I'm going to go ahead, create this as an intervention. What age, Karen, should we go with?
I like how you said like upper elementary. That's
Mhm.
perfect. So maybe
Okay.
4th grade.
Well, okay, sure. 4th grade. We can just leave it blank then for this. Awesome. I'm going to send it through. But yeah, as you can see, it's going through a few CVC fun facts for you.
A little bit of it's like you're waiting for the movie.
Yeah, I know.
You get to learn a little bit of a little fun stuff there.
For a question I had for passages when we're trying to line the things we're creating up with passages, is it better just to list the title and author of the passage from our curriculum, or better to actually put the PDF that has the passage on it? Because I find that maybe sometimes it gets confused. I was just wondering your opinion on that.
Yeah, ideally you upload the PDF. It can also infer and sometimes call upon it if you just leave in the author and the title, but you should typically upload the PDF or paste in the text. Does that make sense?
Yes, perfect.
Awesome. But yeah, as you can see, it's going through and it's creating an age-appropriate CVC word sort of exercise. So it's just incorporating also the metacognitive check-ins too. So pre-game warm-up, know your skills, real-world relevance, why the skill matters, and then it relates to video games, sports, and technology. Rookie, and it's again sports, so rookie level, pro level, champion. There's an interactive component to unlock the level. So this is again decoding, and then brings it back to sports. Final sports challenge. Training techniques, decode like a pro. Coach's corner, a self-reflection, a word locker as well. And then the final expedition, so a real world activity. And then again, back to the metacognitive parts of the platform. What did you think? Oh, you liked it, Karen? Any specific comments or things that we should adjust?
That doesn't look babyish at all. That's
No, I like
I
how
like
it
how
really
that's real.
does. It looks age appropriate. Yes.
for a skill, you know what I mean, that you'd think they wouldn't need anymore, but they do. That understood the assignment.
Kelly, you were saying
And if
something?
I like that it's relevant, it's something they would like. So you might could even go further when you type it in and say, and this child is interested in dinosaurs or something, and it could create maybe a passage on dinosaurs. Is that something you might could do?
Exactly, you can do that.
Okay.
We just said age appropriate, so the platform defaulted to sports, technology, that sort of thing. But you can definitely ask it to do dinosaurs. You can ask it to do like Batman if you'd like, anything really. Yeah, that's TeachShare. I believe.
So I'll chime in real quick here, and you can piggyback off of this, but I'll say this. Let me do this. Okay, so I think we can end the recording here then, if that's where the lesson is. If you want
Let's
to do
do it.
that, just do that.